on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're going to be picking up where we left off here in Lisbon, and we're going to be heading up to Santander. Again, sorry for the pronunciation. It's the best I can do. This time we're going to be in this lovely Mercedes from Coleco, I guess. That's the company whose goods we're going to be hauling. So without further ado, let's hop in the truck and let's get driving. All right, got here in the truck. Let me just get my seat adjusted here for myself. Let's get it started. Get on our lights. Put her in gear. Release the parking brake. Check our surroundings. And let's get going. Hope everyone's doing okay. I've been doing a little tweaking here in the background in between videos. Trying to really hone in on my settings. So I'm going to talk about that real quick right now. Perhaps you can hear my audio sounds a little bit different, as well as the quality of the recording. The visual quality, I mean. So I know what I said 2 videos ago when it came to doing recordings exclusively in 1080p. Well, upon a little bit further research, I decided to switch what recording program I'm using, as I wasn't quite satisfied with the performance and all the tweaking I had to do with the previous application. And fortunately, there's a much simpler solution here that I decided to utilize. And it's definitely given me much better performance and allows me to record in the resolution that I run natively. Yeah, the file sizes are a bit bigger, but they are not as big as they were when I was recording with the previous software. When it comes to the audio, this is sort of the best audio quality I can get right now. Let's get here through the roundabout, get on the highway. This is the best I can do right now until down the line. Hopefully at a certain future date, I can afford a digital to audio converter and amplifier combo to complement the microphone that I have, which is a nice microphone, but unfortunately running it through my motherboard's sound card, yeah, it's not made for that. This has, I'm going to try one of these express lanes here. The headset and microphone combo I use is, okay, good, there you go. The headset and microphone combo I use is a nice headset and good microphone. Go ahead, buddy. I think the headphones I use and the microphone that's paired with it have an impedance, I think, of like 52 ohms. So it does require amplification to maximize what I can get out of it. So all that being said, I've just tweaked around a bit in Windows settings on the motherboard sound card to try and get the most I can with what I have. You know, building things is a process. Certainly when it comes to getting things recorded in good visual and the highest audio quality as possible. Well, the best quality across the board, really. So, you know, listen, this whole process of making videos and figuring out formats, learning the recording software, how to edit, so on and so forth. I mean, this is a learning process. And it's actually one that I've been enjoying, albeit I haven't yet achieved the kind of quality consistency that I would like to have, but I'm getting there. So I figured I'd just clue you guys in on that stuff. quick little toll section here. This trip is decently long. I think it's something like 800 kilometers, so we were started off here with half a tank of fuel. We're probably going to have to stop and fuel up at some point, perhaps. We'll see what happens, but I think it's better to assume that I have to do that than to not think about it at all and run out of fuel before we even get to our destination. Which, speaking of which, we are heading north. That is one thing that is one thing I'm going to try and be consistent with. We're heading north, making good money in the background. And still checking out different kinds of trucks. Like, we're in the Mercedes now. Previous video, we were in the Scania. Video before that, we were in the DAF. Which, shout out to the person who commented about a sound mod for the DAFs. Appreciate that. Keep them coming if you're watching this video, obviously. Give me mod suggestions in the comments. Again, I'm always looking for some way to improve upon my experience with this title. I enjoy that kind of stuff. Slow down. Speed trap. Oh no, that's a toll. Oh, cool. Damn, a lot of tolls, man. A lot of tolls, huh? I like the Mercedes though, man. I like the look of the interior. I mean, it's a Mercedes. Like, I wouldn't expect anything less. Now, do I like the overall style more than the DAF or the Scania? I don't know yet. I mean, Scanias are sweet, man. So are the DAFs. We're gonna get in a Renault here eventually. An Iveco. We'll see what else we can find. Man, yeah, we got to get in a man at some point too. There's another toll. So another thing I was thinking about in terms of style of these videos, as again, I've really been trying to like hone in on what it is I enjoy. You know, what it is that I like doing even when I'm not recording, when it comes to playing truck sim or flight sim or anything. But what to me is appealing about recording here in Truck Simulator is the same thing that's appealing to me when I'm driving my car. If I'm taking a decently long trip, whether it's like actually like an actual road trip, or, you know, maybe it's just a few hours in the car, is that if I got someone riding with me, you know, the drive just becomes so much better when there's good conversation. You know, you hang out, you get caught up in that conversation, and like the kind of whole mundanity of the road and endless highways and things like that, it sort of slips away, and you end up just getting caught up in a lot of it. And that's, you know, to me, that's part of the journey. And although I don't have that sort of back and forth aspect here, doing a recording as opposed to live streaming, to me, I can open up my mind a little bit, let my mind air out while I'm driving. And so maybe sometimes I'll think of touching on subject matters here that interest me, particularly while we're on longer journeys. I mean, of course, still paying attention to to the game and, of course, what we're doing. Like, for instance, so here's one. So I'm a big reader. I just find that reading is something that's obviously important. I mean, that's nothing new. I think anybody's parents, you know, if you're growing up, would probably have told you the same thing. School, they always encourage you to read. But I find, at least here where I live, most people don't read. Not in the sense that they'll, you know, reading books, right? Like, find a good book, whether that's a novel or nonfiction. In fact, people are like, wow, you know, you read quite a bit. And I go, yeah, you know, as far as I'm concerned, reading is my part of, well, I mean, it makes up the vast majority of my intellectual diet. I mean, people talk about physical health all the time and how, you know, good diet and exercise is crucial to maintain good health, proper physical conditioning. Yet somehow the other side of it, when it comes to our mental health and the way we condition ourselves mentally, seems to be left by the wayside. I mean, it's real easy to hop online on social media or even traditional media and just fill your head with a lot of garbage. You know, that's not good for you. That's the fast food equivalent of intellectual diet, right? I mean, garbage in, garbage out. You know, so I always encourage people to read, right? And if you do read and you're listening to this, read more. Go ahead, it won't hurt you. In what world, right? In what way would being, how could I say this? In what world is reading more going to negatively impact your life? And I have people come up to me all the time. They go, oh, I hate reading. I hate it. Meanwhile, they're on their phone or they're on their computer, right? Scrolling through comment sections, reading blogs and articles. It's like, you don't hate reading. You just haven't found the kind of reading that you like. There's something out there for everyone. You know, and I'm not trying to sit here and, you know, tell anyone what to do. I would just rather encourage people. Another toll, huh? Here we go. 23 euro. I would just rather encourage people to keep an open mind, right? Forget, you know, being forced to, in school and stuff, read things that you aren't interested in. I mean, in particular today, right, in the age, Lord, the age of Amazon and Amazon Prime or anything. I mean, honestly, you can find a book or something to read about anything you can imagine. Anything you have any sort of even minute interest in. You can go delve in and read about it till your heart's content. You know, like I said, I've been thinking about that and the Jost group. And yeah, so, you know, I try and convert as many people into habitual readers as possible. That's it's one of my missions in life. Because I used to be different, man. I used to be that same way I've been talking about, you know, when I was a much younger man. And I was like, come on, man, that's boring. I'm not gonna read. You know, what's that? Some dry book written by some person, you know, hundreds of years ago or whatever. And I did, and something changed in my life, and I, you know, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, keep it slow here on the downgrade. Yeah, unbeknownst to me, I found a passion out of it, and I made a habit out of it, and I feel like it's opened up the way that I think about the world and ultimately myself in it. In fact, so many different passions of mine and hobbies I could directly link back to forming a habit of reading as consistently as possible. Another toll, wow. I mean, do you want to learn about how an internal combustion engine works if you don't already? There's books for that. What about the drivetrain? Different kind of I haven't personally read up on this yet, but how does an air brake system work in these trucks, right? Like, what are the different kinds? Like, I think I mentioned that in the last video, or 2 videos ago, when I was talking about the sound mods. And this the American style ones, which I've watched in actual trucker vlogs, right? So it's accurate in American truck sim. That super satisfying psst noise that you get when they pull the little handle there, versus this one, it just seems more like a traditional kind of brake. Well, if that parking brake is actuated by air or not, I don't know. See, I just don't know, but I'm sure I could find something to read about. And one hand washes the other. Obviously, if you're playing Euro Truck Sim 2 or American Truck Sim or really any sim, flight simulation, things like that, you're interested in the thing, and it gives you a way to, or an introduction, or it feeds into that passion, that hobby, of which you can easily complement with tons of real-world knowledge, theory, terminology, I mean, whatever, right? And then that, in turn, enhances your passion, and you try and immerse yourself more and more in the sim. And that's just one example. And yeah, so I mean, I'm always interested when people say things like I've been talking about, like, oh, I don't like reading, or, oh, I don't know. Which then they're clearly doing the thing, but that's even different for another another topic that's similar to that I think I'll leave for another video. But again, I always want to also encourage communication between you guys watching this and myself. Let me know what you think about that kind of stuff. I mean, are you guys readers? It doesn't have to be, it could be anything, right? Fiction, nonfiction, I mean, whatever, self-help, who knows? Whatever it is, I mean, let me know. Are you passionate about reading? Do you not care? Do you dislike reading? Tell me why. I'd be curious to know. No shame at all, what it is you like and what you dislike, but yeah, I'd be interested to know, so drop a comment. Okay, it wants me to get over here into the right lane, so let's pop over there. Are we actually exiting yet off this highway, or is it going to pop us back to the left soon? Let's see. Yeah, we're going right back. I should know that. get up to 90. That probably changed a little while ago while I was talking. Oh yeah, and I also want to say that, you know, some ATS videos are going to be coming very soon. I've just been trying to establish ETS2 here on the channel. And I mean, frankly, I've been enjoying it. Definitely something different. But I will most certainly be getting back to the American Truck Sim videos as well. Really kind of hoping for a release date announcement on either Texas or Montana. I mean, both big. They're going to be big map expansions. I mean, especially Texas, of course. I mean, that is the largest state in the lower 48 of the U.S. I should know this like the back of my hand, but I am 99% sure that Alaska is larger by area. But I doubt we will, excuse me, I doubt we will ever see Alaska in American Truck Simulator. Hell, I doubt we'll ever see the East Coast in American Truck Simulator. I just don't know how they do it. Like, I just don't see how they do it with the current scaling that they use. Like, they'd probably have to release an entire map pack that would just specifically be like New England plus, you know, or Northeast, you know, northeast, heading northeast, right? Something like that. Believe. Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh yeah. Okay. Because that's the little roundabout there. Roundabout, you know what I mean. What do they call those style? It's not a jug handle. I think I called it a jug handle the other. That's not a jug handle. A jug handle would be, well, actually, this right here, I think that we're coming up to is a jug handle. Yes, this is, so. So what would the other one be called? Like a quarter clover leaf or something? Cool. Now, how's that pronounced? Is that Valladolid, or is it Valladolid? Or is it something completely different? I'm curious to know. We might actually not have to stop for fuel. Let me pop on the route advisor here real quick. So yeah, so we're more than halfway, and we started with just about half a tank, and we're about 3/8, so we'll probably be all right. Is that a dealer over there? I don't know. Well, we got plenty of time to discover dealers. We've only discovered a Scania dealer so far, and since I use DAF as the default, I know we're going to have one of those in Madrid or somewhere. They'll give us one of those whenever I decide to go out and purchase something, which is still quite a ways away. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm going to stop here and take a screenshot real quick, so I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, back in action. Not too far now. Well, we still got a little ways to go, but it's not, you know. I think we're about 2/3 of the way there. And since I just decided, hey, it's up north, this brings us real close to the coast, the northern coast, and there's a port. So hopefully we can get a job for the next video where we use a ferry. That would be cool. Head to the UK. I'd like to head up to the up to Scotland. And we'll see. We'll see. No promises. Got to see what we can get. And then, yeah, I'd like to come out of England and head back to mainland Europe, the continent, on the train. Pop out into France or something. And then who knows? Who knows where we go from there? So, you know, I don't want to push my luck here, but it's been a little quiet, don't you think, with traffic insanity? No major brake checks, nobody driving into our trailer. I mean, well behaved today, I guess. I mean, I'll take it. We were getting slammed in the last video, literally. Still good on fuel. You have about a quarter tank, so like I said, we're not going to need it. I'm wondering, I think I should pick up the, does anyone know, does the Pro Mods, companies and trailers, that only accounts for like the businesses that you ship to and from, not the gas stations. I think there's well, I know there's a mod for the real gas stations. Again, since I've never been to Europe, I don't know what the, big carriers are there. Big carriers, big companies for gas and diesel are. So I wouldn't know one way or the other, but I mean, obviously I'll trust the mod if it says it. Oh yeah, love some tunnel action. A little tip for some of you guys out there who are running wheel and pedal setups. I mean, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you this, but Logitech was, I think, G29 or is it G920? I can never remember. But the wheel, pedal, and shifter setup is what I have. Their new one, not the G27. And a lot of things that you'll see online that talk about it in terms of the pedals is that the brake pedal is really, the pedal's really hard. Certainly next to the accelerator and the clutch pedal. You can go into Logitech G Hub and increase or decrease the sensitivity settings for the pedal across, and that'll work then across all of the games you'll be using with it. 40, here we go, okay. Love those rumble strips, man. I mean, excellent. What are you doing? Why are you stopping? Okay, they just stopped. So, you can go through this one. Oh, these are some nice toll booth assets, man. Very nice. Getting off here on the right. But yeah, you can decrease the pedal sensitivity. At least with Euro Truck and ATS, I find that like the default brake intensity, I've lowered that too, but it's just, it's too much. I mean, dude, I can stop it on a dime in a truck, which, I mean, let's face it, that's not how it is. But the pedal is hard, so if I turn the brake intensity down a little bit, let me in, I'm getting in. If I turn the brake intensity down a little bit, because if I turn the brake, well, I should say, if I turn it down a little bit, and I adjust the pedal sensitivities in Logitech G Hub, I get a much better feeling brake pedal in-game, right? It just seems to do better than if I just, throw the brake intensity slider down. It doesn't feel right. Like, it feels a little weird, if you know what I mean. Just a little tip out there that I was playing around with and looking at. Because to be honest, I never really went into the pedal settings. I just sort of plug and play. It's nice like that, but sometimes it's worthwhile to do a little bit more investigation of your hardware to try and get that feeling that you want. Down to 70, probably down to 40 again. Yep. this is a nice scene, this toll booth with the sunset. Again, I like these assets. I do recall I forget which country it is on the Pro Mods map some time ago, but Eastern Europe. Some quite extensive toll booths for entry and exit into the countries that was pretty cool. Like it was like an entire sequence of different checks and booths and a whole huge area that you would have to navigate through tight little spaces. It was really cool. It was really cool. Is this an overpass up here? This will bend left? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. That one there. I'm looking at the GPS. Almost looks like it. Don't mind me. Thinking out loud. But yeah, anyway, I mean, like, I like that stuff, like this, like a lot of the toll booths and the infrastructure when you're crossing into different countries and stuff. I mean, obviously that's different than what it's like in the United States. And I'm sure there are toll booths somewhere. I know with the California update, they kind of did like that little agricultural check or something coming over, but, you know, you don't really see toll booths in American Truck Sim, which, by the way, I can tell you, again, I'll try to limit mentioning this, but being a guy who lives in New Jersey, let me tell you, there are a lot of toll booths, man. So maybe we'll see it with Texas or Montana. Yeah, see, I'm full on brakes right there. See, that seems a lot more realistic braking performance. A little road event here. I'm gonna just pass you. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, dude. Nice. Yeah, that felt a lot better. If I had default pedal sensitivity and then the default braking intensity, I would have stopped on a dime. Which, granted, I mean, my settings now are going to leave me open to potentially rear-ending. You know, that's just, it's inevitable. But it just feels better. Like, I'm in a truck, there's no way I'd be at 80 kilometers per hour, jam on the brake pedal. Well, in real life, I'd probably lock it up and potentially jackknife the trailer, but let's leave that to a discussion for a different time. But I just you just stop on a dime, perfect stability, it's no problem. Down to 10 kilometers an hour in a matter of a second, you know? Whereas there, full on the pedal, again, felt good, so happy with that. And I think I'll slowly adjust the trailer settings here and there. To give it that weighted feeling a bit more. All right. Real close now. Interested to see the drop. What the drop location's gonna look like. These signs are definitely remind me straight up of German of the German signs on the railroad that warn you or basically tell you of an upcoming distance signal. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Is this us? Is that us? No, that's not us. Wait, is it? Yeah, that's a roundabout. This is us. Okay. Yes, because it's an entire complex. Duh. Okay. So it looks like we're kind of around the back, so I'm going to do my normal thing here. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to throw my four ways. I'm going to throw it in neutral, put on the brake, and see where they want it, so be back in 1 second. Okay, so this is our drop. No excuses. I got plenty of room. I'm just going to come around back, turn around, and, you know, I always try to avoid the blind side back, so let's see how this goes. Let's hop back in. Let's get going. All right. Let's get going. And also one more question I want to ask. Is this a thing in Europe where you have the four ways on when you're in a yard? Or is that really more of an American thing? And also the reverse beeping. Because right now, obviously, I have that on. So I'm just going to hook her around and reposition for the driver's side back. Trying to lead her in there. Again, I'm still trying to get used to the way that this trailer will walk itself to the left or right. Okay, see? Good. No excuses, and I nailed it. So, let's get these off. Let's turn this off, and let's shut her down. Alright guys, it was a little dark, can't really see the truck, but that was a nice successful drive. I'm going to drop the trailer off here. I'm going to get myself some of this Euro Truck money, and I'm going to go and plan our next little adventure. Hopefully, I'll be able to find something that brings us into the UK. I'd like to hit a ferry. That's the plan. So, but I appreciate you sticking with me, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Take care.